What's up, guys? It's the Wolf here, and today I wanted to go over Dying Light 2. I just switched gears from Battlefield to Dying Light 2 because I needed a little break from that. I was a big fan of the first Dying Light, actually. I played it on the original Xbox, and in saying that, I think Xbox is probably the preferred console for the Dying Light series, just because of the bumpers. Your main function is jumping, and that's your right bumper. And I don't know. I'm assuming just off the noggin that it's because you can pretty much hit the Xbox bumper with anywhere of your fingers. So I'm assuming that's what it is. It's not a deal breaker, but it's just like something I noticed on the PS5. When it comes to the game itself, it's big. It's really massive. It's a huge world, but there are issues, and I don't remember because it was so long ago when I played the original Dying Light. But I don't know if this is an upgrade. I honestly cannot tell. It seems very similar. It's just probably an expanded world, I imagine, but and maybe some extra skills somewhere along the lines of those. But it doesn't seem too different. It's choppy when parkouring. That's something that reminds me of the early days of Assassin's Creed, where everything was climbable and you kept getting on the wrong shit, and it's just kind of frustrating. But maybe once I level up and master it, it might become a little bit smoother. Also, the dialogue is a little meh. Reminds me of Skyrim's dialogue, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I love Skyrim, but honestly, I expected decent writing considering this massive world, the amount of characters, and sometimes it's funny. Don't get me wrong, but sometimes it seems like this serious world is shrouded with campy scenes that's just kind of out of place. Also, why did they have to make everybody kind of dumb in an apocalypse setting? It's like the apocalypse hit and everybody kind of became stupid. I understand if it was a Horizon kind of deal where you're born into the new world and you don't know anything, but we're talking like 10 to 20 years, and now you can't talk, you can't speak right, you speak stupid, you know the way you say things, the things you were talking about, the dialogue itself is just sometimes it's just intolerable at times. But it's not a deal breaker. I just skip the fuck out of some things because like and some of the quests are odd. Like I think one lady wanted me to find her scarf or whatever, and we're talking about an apocalypse. Are you is this supposed to be funny that she's so delusional in this apocalypse that she is asking me to find her scarf so she can sing again? And it's just I just skip the fuck out of it. If This just doesn't make sense to me. I think you guys actually might be able to see the gameplay of that in this video. I just skipped the hell out of it. I was like, this lady, like I thought it was a real quest or something, and I was just, oh my god. So, but most of the quests seem to be fetch quests in one way or another, which with different situations. And that can be frustrating as well when you combine the fact that they put this new mechanic in where you can actually turn into a zombie if you're out of the sun too long, kind of giving it this vampire mix along with the zombies, which is cool. But if the meter gets too low, you have to divert to a safe house or a UV lamp, which can be very irritating when you're talking about hundreds of meters back and forth, or having to just find a bed across the map because your mission is a night quest and it's daytime. It's like 8 a.m. and you have to wait like, nah, I'm just gonna. Then you have to go run and find a bed, and that's kind of it breaks the immersion. It breaks the storyline. You know, like I was on this quest line where I had to go find this dude and get a bottle of water because it might have been contaminated, and then halfway there and there it's supposed to be like this rush of an event, like, oh, you got to get to him, he's hunting and he's gonna drink it. And then I get halfway there and it starts getting nighttime and I'm like, oh shit. Then I went to go sleep because obviously it's dangerous at night. I don't feel like dealing with it all the time. But then I wake up from the thing and I'm like, damn, if this was real, motherfucker's dead. you know and I'm like, kind of it breaks the immersion a little bit sometimes. The combat can be repetitive as well, but honestly, who can complain when you're constantly just slashing heads and limbs off in slow mo? It's very satisfying. If you're a psychopath, you're gonna love this game because it's like a lot of the game as well. You need to clear out these areas just to do whatever the quest says. So you're mowing down like 20, 30 zombies, and it can be repetitive, and I feel like some people aren't going to be into it, because I remember I had to clear this bunker opening. And I literally googled it because I'm like, do I have to kill everybody here before I, because it's a lockpick, you have to lockpick the bunker, and I'm like, do I have to kill everybody, or do they just keep coming? Do I have to kind of like do it fast without them noticing? Because it was being a bitch. And I figured out you have to kill everybody there, and then do the lockpick. And I'm like, that's a bit much, you know. But if it is the point of the game is slashing heads off and shit, so can't really complain. But it is repetitive at times. But I mean, overall, can't complain. Hell of a game, hell of a lot better than Dead Island way back when. But I'll have to see where it goes, see how, if it gets better than this or not. But we'll just have to find out. So far, I'm having a good time though. It's fun, and it's definitely worth it now that it's, I think, discounted. So if you see it, pick it up. If you're into zombies, if you're into vampires, it's definitely your game. It's an RPG game, bunch of skill trees. It's great. But I have yet to really get into those skills. I think I have like 8 total. All right, guys, that's today's show. It's been the Wolf. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to join the Wolf Pack. Peace.